welcome to the Tiny House Ideas podcast. So how have you sort of gone about sort of exploring topics and exploring, like, finding people to speak to? How have you sort of gone about that process?
So it was a big research task to start with. We already knew about alternative living because our friend Theo, who's one half of the indie projects, and I actually used to work film for his video production company. And at the time he was living on a narrowboat. So that's how we found out about alternative living. Before that, it had never really occurred to me that people are actually living in vans and travelling around, because he also did that. He travelled for a couple of years around Europe in his van. There's a Facebook group, the Alternative Living Facebook group. So we actually used that to find people to film, because we didn't want so much to just go to influencers and people who have a big social media following that are easy to find, because obviously a lot of people already know their stories. So we wanted to find some really nice stories that are probably unheard of. So we set up a website, explained on the website what we're planning to do, the documentary we're going to make. And we just put it on the group thinking, maybe people will apply to be in it, maybe they won't. And thankfully quite a few did. So from there, we just rounded it down to the stories that we favoured the most. Yeah,
okay. Amazing stuff. Well, that makes sense. And it's sort of nice to be able to uncover the stories that sort of maybe haven't been told before, like you say, because with sort of people on social media now sharing their stories and sort of sharing what they're doing, it's nice to sort of see the real day-to-day, uncut, sort of what goes on a daily basis.
That's it. That's quite a big thing. And it did break up a tiny second there, so I don't know if Jamie mentioned, but being as we haven't made a documentary like seeking out these people before, we were a little bit nervous. Like we didn't really know. Okay, if we pitch this idea to somebody, are you even going to want to be in it? So it was quite an interesting phase to go through. So by putting it, instead of approaching people directly, just putting out a general idea to the group and having people come to us. Not only did we get people to want to be in it, but also it was a big confidence boost from our point of view, because it's like, okay, people actually quite like this idea. And not only that, people want to be in it. So that was a big thing from our point of view. Yeah.
Thanks for watching this little teaser for the Tiny House Ideas podcast. If you'd like to listen to the full episode, it's available on all major streaming platforms. So that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all of the others. Alternatively, if you'd rather watch it sort of in a video format like this video has been, then that's available on Patreon. Just search for Tiny House Ideas. So thanks again for watching. Please do check out the full episode, and thanks again.